Welcome to the Intrism Level One build walkthrough. Here's the box. We're going to open this up. In the box you should have sheet A, followed by the sticker and sandpaper, sheet B, and then the assembly guide. You'll have your 2 sheets of acrylic with the other 4 on the left, the marble, and then finally sheet C on the bottom. So we'll start by reading through the tips before we get started with the build. So the piece puncher you can find on sheet A. This is great for punching out pieces that are smaller than your finger that might be a little tricky to punch out without it. The sandpaper is great for removing burrs after you punch out a piece. And then you can also use the sandpaper to sand down a notch if a piece is feeling a little bit tight when you're trying to put it on. If a piece is too loose, you can continue. Other pieces usually lock them into place and it'll feel sturdy by the time you're finished building it. If you want to follow along in 3D or using augmented reality, you can scan the QR code on the top of the box with your phone, and this will pull up the model and you can follow along virtually, kind of like you would look at the top of the box for a jigsaw puzzle. So let's get started. We're going to start with sheet A. You can put everything else to the side, and we'll punch out piece number 1. So we'll take the piece puncher out, keep that handy. So here's piece number 1, and then we'll move straight on to piece number 2. So piece number 2 connects to piece number 1, like so. So the checkerboard patterns should be next to each other, not on the outsides, but on the inside. So we'll line up these notches and then click it into place. Now we'll take piece number 3. This piece is going to connect to these 2 notches of piece 1. So you're going to orient this just like this, and then click that into place. Just like that. Moving on to piece 4. This one, it can be useful to use the piece puncher to push this one out. For piece 4, you're going to look for this curve at the bottom and line that up with the curve on piece number 1. And then push these notches into place. Just like that. Moving on to piece number 5. This one, look for the small tab right here, and you're going to put that into the slot on this piece. So you slide that in, and then you push it back this way to click in the notches. Now piece number 6. This one connects to the rest of the puzzle at slots Y and H. So you'll hold it like this and slide it on as such. Make sure everything's lined up and then click it into place. Should look like that. And now piece number 7. Make sure the middle slot here of piece number 7 doesn't have any wood debris on there. And then hold this piece oriented like this, and we're going to slide it into this slot. Just snap into place, and then make sure that this section of piece 7 slides into this slot, just like that. Now for piece 8. For piece 8, these notches are different sizes, so make sure that you get the orientation here correct. The wider of the two notches, shown here on the right side, goes towards the outside of the puzzle. So line that up. Be a little bit tricky to get this one in the right spot. Once you do, push that down into place. Just like that. And for the last piece of sheet A, piece number 9. Once this is out of the sheet, you can set the sheet A to the side since we've used all the pieces. So this piece will go in this notch right there. Before you push down, make sure that piece 9 is lined up inside this slot as well. Just like that. And we are done with sheet A. So now we'll grab sheet B and continue. Okay, so here's sheet B. And we're gonna go to the very next piece, piece number 10. Punch that out. And this piece will go like this. Quite a few notches have to line up here. So make sure it's lined up before you apply too much pressure. There we go, got everything lined up. I'll push it on. Now piece 11, right down here. For this one, make sure the square section of piece 11 is going to connect to this small notch over here and not flipped around like this. So first put in these two small notches into this piece, kind of at an angle, and then slide that one on just like that. There we go. Now we'll grab piece number 12, the small one. Now this one can go one of two ways. It can go like this, or it can go upside down like this. We want it to line up with these other 2 points here, so we're going to have that point facing upward. If you happen to put this one on backwards, it won't change the maze at all. It just might not look as aesthetically pleasing with these 3 peaks that line up. So move on to piece 13. So this one, for piece 13, this part of piece 13 will slide into this notch here, like this. Just like that. Moving on to piece 14. For piece 14, this long section with the notch is going to connect here, close to the letter E, and then the other couple of notches are going to connect right here, just like this. Now for piece 15, this one will connect right up here between the X and the C. Just like this. Now we'll grab piece 16. And this one, you're going to want to snap in one notch first and then the other one. So first, you're going to snap this notch into here. So we'll do that. As well as this side. And then after you have that done, you're going to snap the piece flush with this piece, like that. Now for piece 17, this one snaps on right up here by the letter V. Just like that. Moving on to piece 18. This one will snap on right here. Just like that. And piece 19. This is another two-step piece. So if you hold the puzzle like this and the piece like this, it will first go sideways into this slot, and then it will move down. Just like that. Now for piece 20, another one that's good to use the piece puncher. So this one connects into the small notch by the letter T, as well as up here. Now on to piece 21. This notch will go into that slot right there. Just like that. Now piece 22. Connects right there. And the last piece of sheet B, piece 23. And there you have it. We are done with sheet B, and now we'll move on to sheet C. Alright, so here's sheet C. We're going to go to the next piece, piece number 24. This one is going to connect to this slot right here. I'll grab piece 25. This one will go right next to piece 24. You're going to want to line up the curve here on piece 25 with the curve you see on the puzzle there. It's okay if this one is a little loose. It's going to be locked in a second. After 25, pop out piece number 26. We're going to align this one and snap it on. It also has quite a few things that need to line up. So I'd recommend pushing lightly until everything is lined up, and then applying more pressure. There we go. And piece number 27. gonna put that here. On to piece number 28. This one will snap on by the slots near letter O. Just like that. Piece 29. So this one is going to lock in these other two pieces from before. Just like that. And the last piece of the maze itself, piece 30. It's going to go right here. And there you have it. So there's the wooden maze part of level 1. Next we'll do the acrylic box and then the display stand. To assemble the acrylic cube, first start by peeling away the paper masking on each panel. There we go. Once you have all of the film removed, we're going to start with two of the panels and put them together like this. It's okay if they feel a little bit loose as you're assembling them. Once you put the 6th panel on, it'll all lock into place. So put the next panel on here, kind of interlock it with the other two. Now take the 4th panel, and we'll put that here, just like that. And the 5th panel, just like that. Now we're going to take our maze and slide that in. Like that. And you're going to take your marble, put that in as well. I recommend putting it right at the start here by the checkerboard. And then take this last piece of acrylic, slide it in one side, and you can slightly flex the acrylic here and push that in. And there you have it. There is Intrism Level 1 completely assembled. And now we're going to assemble the display stand so that we can show this off. So come back to sheet C here, and we're going to start with this small ring. So take that out, and then we're going to take out these other 3 legs. Now we're going to take this notch here and snap that into these notches on the triangle. Just like that. And the third one. There we go. It should look like that. Now we're going to take these 3 smaller pieces, punch them out. And we're going to add these to the notches up here. These will stabilize the cube when it's sitting on it. You can wiggle it back and forth, make sure it's fully inserted there. There we go. And the third one. There we go. So it should look like this. Now we're going to take the last piece. So we're done with sheet C. You can notice there's 2 extra pieces here. If those 2 were to break during the build, these are 2 of the more fragile pieces. You can use those. We didn't need those this time around, so this will be our last piece. We're going to flip our stand upside down, and you want the solution to be on the bottom. So the way we're looking at it now, you can see the solution, and when we go to use the stand, it will face down so that we can't see it. And there we go. That is all snapped together with the solution right there. Check out our other video of the solution walkthrough if you want to see how to use these letters to solve the maze. For now, we will just set this up on the stand. Just like that. There you have it. There is how to build Intrism Level 1.